for which he captained and he won. Besides this, Stephen Keshi is one man who actually left his marks in the stars of time when you talk about football in Nigeria. And it's been 4 years, just like yesterday.
Well, I would say that Stephen Keshi was a legend, and he has been highly missed by everybody, especially the football family. He left a very big shoe that up to now nobody has been able to step into. He started his national assignment with the under-20, because as of then we didn't have the under-17. And he was one of the pioneers of the under-20 when they started. And he also was the longest serving captain of the Nigerian national team. As a player, he was highly respected by both the players and officials and administrators of football all over the world. He was also a captain of the Anderlecht Football Club in Belgium. And the late Stephen Keshi, as a player, was a pace setter. He opens a lot of doors for Nigerian players to go professional abroad. Until Stephen Keshi started playing in Belgium as a professional player, we never really was aware that Nigerians could make it into playing professional football. But immediately he stepped into Belgium, he started to open the way for Nigerian players like Samson Siasia, Austin Eguavoen, the late Osaro Bobaifo, and Undubisi Okosemi, and a host of others.
Okay.
So I always say that during his lifetime, he did well, and he did a lot of great things that up to today
he's being remembered for. All right, Stephen Keshi there when during his playing days wearing a jersey number 4, and of course he will be remembered for what he actually achieved for Nigeria, playing for Nigeria and coaching the national team. All right, let's get to know some of him. Stephen Keshi's achievements. During his playing career, Keshi earned 60 caps for the Nigerian national football team, making him the nation's second most capped player at the time of his retirement. He represented the country at the 1994 FIFA World Cup and the 1994 African Cup of Nations, captaining the Super Eagles to victory in the latter. He also played club football in 5 countries. Most notable was Belgium, where he won the Belgian League Championship with ROSC Anderlecht in 1991. As a manager, Keshi achieved success by qualifying Togo for the FIFA Cup appearance in its history in 2006. However, he left the position prior to the tournament and was replaced by another. He later coached his native Nigeria, where he became one of only 2 people, along with Egypt Mohamed Harry, to have won the African Cup of Nations as both a player and a coach. Now let's look at his career. In 1996, he was joined by Austin Eguavoen, who once coached the Nigerian national team. They played together in California as the backbone of the defense for the short-lived Scorpions. Keshi has been a part of the coaching staff for the Nigerian national team, most notably as he head for the Junior Eaglets at the 2001 African Youth Championship, which also served as qualification for the 2001 FIFA World Cup, FIFA World Youth Championship without success. Between 2004 and 2006, Keshi coached the Togo national football team, surprisingly bringing them to the FIFA World Cup tournament in 2006. He worked as manager of the Mali national football team after being appointed in April 2008 on a 2-year deal. Keshi was sacked in January 2010 after Mali's early exit in the group stage of the 2010 African Cup of Nations. Now, Nigerian national team. Keshi became coach of the Nigerian national team in 2011. He led Nigeria to qualification for the 2013 African Cup of Nations, which they went on to win, defeating Burkina Faso 1-0 in the final. The following day, Keshi handed in his resignation, only to reverse his decision the day after. Keshi led Nigeria to the 2013 Confederation Cup, defeated Tahiti 6-1 and lost 1-2 to Uruguay in the second game, and also lost 3-0 to World Cup winners Spain in their final group game. On 16th November 2013, Keshi's Nigerians secured qualification to the 2014 World Cup by beating Ethiopia 4-0 on aggregate in a playoff. Keshi set a record in African football by being the first African coach to qualify 2 African nations, Nigeria and Togo, for the World Cup finals in 2005 and in 2013. He also helped Nigeria become the first country to achieve an African Cup of Nations trophy and World Cup qualification both in 2013. I'm sure we'll stop here. If we go on and on, I'm sure we'll not be able to finish everything. FA Chairman, sir, now this is Stephen Keshi. A while ago, you told us that the vacuum he left will be very difficult to fill. But why do you think so?
I said so because, you see, most of his achievements are rare to achieve, for anybody to achieve it today, because he was a man who was very focused and a man who believed that whatever you are doing is worth doing well. And he was very disciplined. They used to call him the big boss because he commanded a lot of respect, both from players and football administrators all over the world. So these days it's difficult for you to see somebody who will have these qualities in him. So that's why I said the vacuum he left is too big for anybody to cover. He's an achiever, and he's somebody that me, as a person, I have a lot of respect for. And I think every other Nigerians who knew him or who knew what he stands for also have a lot of respect for him too.
2016 will be 1 year that Nigerians will not forget in a hurry. And this is because just 4 days that Stephen Keshi died, Hon Amb Henry equally died. We've been told that on the 11th of this month, friends are coming together to immortalize him. Now that Keshi is dead, do you think that Nigerians actually have done so much for others to continue to remember the legacies and achievements of Stephen Keshi 4 years after?
Well, I think we've not done enough, I must admit, including myself and every other person. But if for the COVID-19, where the chairman of the South-South, FH chairman, ably led by Emmanuel Iba, where I suggested to him that we need to immortalize Keshi by having an under-17 tournament in honor of him for the 6th South-South region, which we are planning until this COVID-19, breakout. But I think we still have enough time to put things together to immortalize him because he deserves it.
Keshi deserves it.
Yes, and I think after, when we start, every other zone will also emulate the same thing because we have to start from where he comes from, which is the South-South, Edo and Delta, making the old Bende. So when we start from here, I think every other zone in Nigeria will follow suit.
All right, a quick one now, maybe if I let you go. We have often seen coaches and players that are being celebrated after their exit. Do you think there's something we can do differently while we celebrate these people while they are still alive?
Yes, I think there's a lot we can do while they are still alive because these persons have served this country, with everything they have. And I think it's, wise enough for us to celebrate them even when they are alive. There are a lot of things we can do. Like in Edo State FA, we are trying to put together a foundation that will cater for those ex-internationals who don't have means of livelihood right now. They are not pensionable. And once they leave football, and most of them, the days they played football, it was not as rosy as now, and they are not financially too buoyant. So we are trying to do something that will create a platform that every month they will get something to take home, like a bond. We'll fix a bond for them, and every month, if it is 50, 30, 20,000, it depends on the cash that is available, they will take home. We are working on that.
Maybe similar to what the Minister of Sports did recently when he visited the mother of late Rashidi Yekini, and to give her his time. Yeah. Now, before I let you go, what is the situation with insurance? You are the chairman of FA. There's a Benin Insurance Football Club, Edo Insurance Football Club, whatever name you call them, the Arsenal of Benin or Arsenal of Edo State. What's their present state?
Well, right now, Benin Insurance, they are in the Pro League, preparing to come back to the Premiership. And I think the club, for now, is doing well. With the position they are, I think they are in the first position. And before the COVID-19, and I'm very sure that after the COVID-19, when the league begins, they will sustain that tempo so that they can come back to the Premiership.
Thank you so much, Ambassador, for being a part of the show today.
Thank you very much.
It's a delight to have you. I'm sure that some other time when I call on you, you equally join me on the show.
Definitely.
Okay, it's time for us to bring you highlights of matches that were played in the weekend, and you'll be asking me which matches could that be. Yes, in the German Bundesliga, matches went on, and of course, players in the English Premier League came together to play 11 aside. But Arsenal took theirs further by playing a friendly with Charlton, of course, defeating them with 6 unreplied goals. But now let's bring you the highlights of the match between Borussia Dortmund and Hertha Berlin, and of course, Bayern Munich and Bayern Leverkusen, which ended 4-2.
So the top spiel is that Dilrosun has had his moment. He loves to attack people. Back to him, lovely weight on it from Sancho. Hakimi maybe changed his mind a little bit. We've seen him score so many spectacular. Jadon Sancho provides the pass which threatens to open them up, but again they stand now seeking to be more established. And under the new Derrida, nice build-up from Hertha. In it comes from Sancho. Witzel, good read by Mittelstedt again. Trying to get it up to a big... Right, trying to put the centre-backs into a... Delaney went forward, and he was the most forward. Oh, it dropped invitingly for Hazard, and he blazes it wide.